Spy Family's anime is officially out with about 7 episodes out at the time of recording this video. By the time this comes out, there'll probably be like 8, or the first season will probably be done by then, but I don't care. Spy Family is honestly a really great anime, and it deserves a lot of the hype. But I have to stress one thing. Any new shonen series, primarily when it's a shonen, or anything from Shonen Jump or Jump Plus, will be hyped up to high heaven. It's happened with a lot of shows, and it sours a lot of people's experiences. Thankfully, this doesn't seem to be the case with Spy Family, as virtually everybody, aside from just some randos that just either are sick human beings, or just trolling, or just want to find any excuse to cause any type of drama or to ruin someone's day, will say crappy or untrue things about the series because of how popular it is. This is just par for the course with any series, and I just come to just be well, this person's just spouting nonsense. Okay, what's up on Crunchyroll? You know, it starts to become just background noise to me at this point. I try and say my piece, but never really goes anywhere. Anyway, I went off on a tangent there. What I want to discuss with you guys is why I think Spy Family has gotten so popular so quickly, despite the manga being out for a while and still being fairly popular even before the anime was announced. Before I get into that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. It really does help, as interactions with this video will help this video in the YouTube algorithm, and it'll help this video get out there, and it'll help the channel in the long run as well. Also, don't forget to check out my Twitter and my Instagram if you want to see what I'm up to daily, as I am posting more on those sites, primarily Twitter, whether it be my daily activity or just me responding to friends and other creators, or news for certain anime and manga that are being announced every so often. Now let's hit that intro and get right into the video. Spy Family came out in late March of 2019, making this series 3 years old. Its manga is bi-weekly, and now with the anime coming out with its first season, I have to say it was a long time coming, but I really was hoping for this anime to come out. Now, when I started reading Spy Family originally, it was shortly after it started publication. I read the first 4 chapters, which was the primary setup chapters for Lloyd, Anya, and Yor basically being brought together and getting Anya into Eden Academy, which is one of the main constant focuses of the series for the ongoing plot thread, which connects all of them together. And I remember really enjoying it. It was fun. It just brought a smile to my face with every new chapter, and that's what the anime is doing right now as I'm watching it, especially since it was started to cover stuff that I hadn't read yet. As of this point, I am on chapter 40 of the manga, as I just decided, you know what, I'm going to watch the anime every week, but I'm also going to read a couple of chapters of the manga every week as well, to get that little Spy Family fix. It's like me with any manga I tend to enjoy to any degree. I will either binge read it, or I'll just read it little by little every single week until I'm all caught up, along with everything else. And I'm caught up with a lot of manga at this point. But Spy Family, from what I believe people enjoy about it, is just, it gives you some nice feelings of familiarity and just gets you to calm down, relax, and enjoy goofy shenanigans with a spy that somehow can't notice certain things that are just right in front of him, a ditzy, gorilla strong assassin that sometimes doesn't know her own strength and worries about the littlest things, a telepathic 6-year-old girl who thinks that both of her adoptive parents are the coolest things ever, even though not fully understanding all these situations and trying to navigate a incredibly elite institution while still having some of the poorest grades imaginable. And we'll get a dog soon too, which is also a fun dynamic, this little makeshift family. But this whole dynamic with these characters, along with the extending side cast, just makes some of the interactions incredibly hilarious. And this is an action comedy series. There is some nice action scenes sprinkled throughout. I mean, Lloyd's a spy, Yor is an assassin, so it's obvious that we're gonna see them on their own missions. And that's one of the funny things, because having these two characters go out on their own missions outside of their family and trying their damnedest not to cause any scene or to be seen by anybody they know, and regardless of the situation, and to keep their secrets from coming out to this whole family. Anya obviously knows everything because she's a telepath, but she also tries to like navigate certain situations, and in certain chapters gets roped into these giant life-threatening plots that Lloyd or Yor are in, and she tries to maneuver either the characters in a specific way to make the situation better, or just tries to find some way so these two could just have a nice dinner without something just destroying it or ruining their secrets. And their interactions through these different scenarios is honestly one of the reasons why I even watch it. With some of the best comedic timing that I also can't wait to be animated, because sometimes, even with a gag manga, the timing doesn't always feel right, but when it's animated, it just hits differently. This is something that I think like One Piece does well with its anime, when it's adapted well. Its comedy tends to hit a lot better when the characters are in motion, compared to the manga when it's just still images. There, I talked about One Piece in another video. Sometimes I wish I was a One Piece centric channel, but then again, I like what I'm doing on the channel right now. Makes me more creative. Or maybe I'm just being an idiot sometimes, who knows. But the point I'm getting at is that gag manga are funny on paper, but when they're adapted properly, then the jokes just keep on coming, have that fluidity to them, and the benefit of voice acting just makes it feel more real and helps it come to life more. And I think that's honestly a really nice way for why Spy Family, when its manga came out, blew up even more than it did. Because remember, its manga was breaking records literally within its first year of publication. By year 2, it was in the top selling manga of the year. And now it's still in the top 10, top 5, I believe. I need to double check that afterwards. I forgot to check that for this video. Editor, if you could please do this for me and put it up on screen, whether I'm right or wrong for this year, please let me know, thank you. But the whole point is that this series was popular before the anime came out, and it just exploded in popularity even more with a well-done anime. Two really good studios. Well, Cloverworks, I kinda got some PTSD with, Wonder Egg Priority and Promised Neverland Season 2. Oh my god, why do I keep reminding myself of that god-awful season? Read the manga for Promised Neverland, for God's sakes. Do not watch that dumpster fire, please. Okay, mini episode over. But these two studios, when they do good things, they do good things. I mean, what studio did Attack on Titan's first 3 seasons and Ranking of Kings, which are both really great anime? And Cloverworks does a lot of good things. I mean, it adapted Fairy Tail fairly well. It did Wonder Egg Priority very greatly. It just looked all fluid and creative all the way through. My Dress Up Darling was another great series that was honestly really well made. Darling in the Franxx was another really well-made anime. Obviously, Rascal Doesn't Dream of Dreaming Girl and Bunny Girl Senpai, the movie and the anime, were really well adapted, and so on and so forth. But you kind of get my point. This studio has made a lot of good anime for the most part, and some really good films, but aside from what I mentioned from the stuff that kind of gave me PTSD, because they tend to overextend themselves with projects, collaboration with other studios is something that I honestly gotta commend it to do, because, well, collaborations between studios help basically make the strain on the staff a lot easier, as they're putting some of their best teams together to work on these series, and I think more studios should do this. But with how the anime has been adapted and how cleanly and beautifully it's been done, especially with the fluidity of the character animations, and let's just face it, the way Anya just moves around acting all cute with the benefit of her voice actor just makes her performance just all the more fun. And it's the family dynamic that we get from Anya interacting with her parents, with Yor and Lloyd interacting with each other and everybody else, just makes it feel both real and just flat out ridiculous, because by all logical standpoints, some of these secrets should have come out or suspicions should have been made. I mean, spoilers for the manga, so skip to the timestamp up on the screen right now, but in a particular chapter right after meeting Yor's brother, who's not only just flat out obsessed with him and has a sister complex with his own older sister, but he works for the Secrets Police. Yor doesn't know this, and he's basically Lloyd's mortal enemy to an extent, as Lloyd can't be caught by this secret policeman, and he's basically married to the secret policeman's sister, who he basically is very overprotective of, to say the least. So the very next chapter after their interaction and meeting, Lloyd plants a bug on Yor to see her daily routine, and he suspects her of being part of the secret police or something like that. But by the end of the chapter, after instigating the scenario where Yor would have to say whether or not she knows that Yuri is a secret police officer in order to get out of trouble, he realizes he kind of has a feeling that Yor doesn't know anything and is genuine about this whole arrangement that they did, which leaves Lloyd relieved, despite the fact that being a spy, he has to not trust anybody in the long term, for the most part, since spies have to be secretive and they basically have to lie anyway. Okay, spoilers over. But the point is that with how this situation works, realistically, these scenarios should have raised some red flags. Even if there are suspicions, these characters somehow find a way to just ignore any type of suspicion against them, which is part of the fun. And that But honestly, I guess that's my long way of saying that Spy Family is just a fun ride. The story is engaging for the fact that despite it being mostly episodic and building towards some kind of end game, which I don't know when this series is going to end, because it has enough potential to go on for a long time before getting into the end, and it will get into some more character building and serious subject matter at this point, but nothing like too dark or too serious to basically like take away the balance of the great comedy. But with how the comedy is balanced with the action that we get and the wholehearted, flat-out wholesome dynamic between the main characters and even the side characters to an extent, it basically just feels like it's good for your soul. I'm quoting Broken Ronin when he made his Call Me Can't Communicate video saying that show is good for your soul, and I fully agree with him on that. Maybe make a Komi-san video at some point since his new season is out, or not. I'll see what I'm gonna go with that. But I feel like Spy Family does the same thing. It just feels good for your soul. It leaves you ending an episode or ending a chapter either laughing, chuckling, or just having a big smile on your face, because it's just something that engaging, something that entertaining, that just makes you feel good. And isn't that what we really want in any type of series that we watch or read? We just want to enjoy something. And Spy Family is just enjoyable all throughout, with fun characters, fun scenarios, the comedy is on point and hilarious, and you just can't help but wonder what type of scenario we're going to see next. How are these characters going to hide their secrets, and how is Anya going to react to all this? Will she pass her next test? Will her mind reading not work at all? And how will she get out of any type of situation to get away from study? These are the questions we need to ask. I'm still a few chapters behind with the Spy Family manga, and who knows, if this video does well enough, maybe, I'm not guaranteeing it, maybe I'll cover the Spy Family manga at some point in the future if you guys really want me to, or maybe I'll just do an overall video on the first season of Spy Family when it's over and done with, when both cores are done. When both cores of the anime are done, I'll make a video on my thoughts about it, how it's fully adapted, how well it was, how it was paced, etc. I'll do that if this video does well, or maybe regardless on how I feel about it. The only thing I have to say is that as of right now, I need to double check, but as of right now, there are like these extra chapters in the manga that you should definitely read that are really fun and creative. They're shorter than the average chapter, they're half the length, and it's just like random characters, whether it just be Lloyd, Anya, Yor, or the headmaster that screams elegance about everything, just their daily life or certain scenarios in their life that are like, okay, let me just add this little thing here that the author is doing that won't fit in an average chapter, just to flesh things out a bit more. And the world itself feels just lived in. You can just pop in the first 2 episodes and you're like, okay, I understand what's going on. And you can tell that this world is just, well, it's got its history, it's lived in. The characters have seen their fair share of problems and happiness, and that's all any good series should do. You don't need so much build up or info dumping. You just with the little bits of information we get throughout the series, it just feels real. I initially wanted this video to just be like 10 minutes, but I kind of went off on tangents and there was just so much for me to just talk about at length with my own personal opinions. So thank you for going through all of this with me. When this video comes out, I have no damn clue, but we'll see. If there's anything to get off of this, it's that Spy Family got popular because it just resonated with people. It was fun to read, fun to watch, and it just makes someone's day a lot better. I feel like it's good for your soul, and if anything, Anya's smug face, you will use that whenever you want to argue with your friends about their taste in anime and be like, I don't care. You think I care about that? And then we get the Anya smug face. Seriously, I feel like that smug face, that smug expression is going to be used as a meme for the next decade, if I'm being honest. Because we do see Anya show that face a few more times in the manga, and along with other crazy expressions. With all that said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, me going on a long talk about Spy Family and why I like it and why I think it became so popular. I know this doesn't have much of a real format to it. This video was more freeform, like a lot of my videos are, so I didn't really write down a full-length script of everything I wanted to talk about in a, well, radically, in a more concrete and straightforward way. I just like making videos where I just talk to you guys like I'm talking to a friend with some analytical big word type stuff every now and again. If you like this type of video, if you want me to do more of these, let me know in the comments down below. Once more, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. It really does help. I do want to make more videos similar to this one down the road. And who knows, like I said, maybe I'll cover the Spy Family manga at some point down the road, or I'll just cover the whole anime when it's finished. And if you want to support the channel more directly, don't forget to check out my Patreon and my Ko-fi accounts, as those will help me make nicer videos similar to this one. a lot more often outside of the usual chapter reviews that I do for the other manga on my channel, and I have a lot of stuff planned, so I really hope I can get these done before the year ends. But with all that said and done, thank you for watching, and I hope you all have an awesome day.